Sailing, the first new skill to be added to old school RuneScape since its inception. Obviously I would like to check it out. The problem is that this is Gnome Prisoner, my 1 chunk Ironman, and my starting chunk is all the way in the Grand Tree, nowhere near to Port Sarum and the Pandemonium. However, there is a way for me to at least get closer to Port Sarum. You see, when I made the account, I allowed myself to use the Gnome Glider system for chunk unlocks after finishing everything in the stronghold. I've already unlocked White Wolf Mountain with the gliders, and now I'm hoping the next chunk I get will be the glider location north of Al-Kharid. That would give me a foothold to maybe one day get to Port Sarum and unlock sailing. I just need to roll the right chunk, and it's not that unlikely. I have a lot of chances to re-roll because most of the chunks I currently have available are nothing. So let's go to the chunk picker and see if I'm lucky. But first I need to show you level 95 woodcutting. And I got myself 2 mystery boxes that I'd like to open real quick. Call it a test of luck for today. I'm still looking for a steel plate body, so come on, show me some luck. Come on, steel plate body, please. Steel plate body? That's a diamond. What? That's... Huh? Oh no, never mind. A cut diamond is a 1 in 15. An uncut diamond would be a 1 in 6,000. Never mind, I was about to get very angry. But we have one more chance. Come on, steel plate body, please. Please. Yes! Yes! Okay, today's a good day. Steel plate body. I finally have actual armor. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the chunk picker and see what we get. As you can see, it's been 204 days since I last rolled. I finished fire making back in May after they finally implemented the XP per log change. But then other stuff also got in the way and now it's November. Let's quickly go over this. So everything here is like no tasks. Everything around the stronghold, no tasks. Chunk 8 obviously very dangerous because it goes into Barbarian Assault. Chunk 3 and 5 over here next to White Wolf Mountain, nothing. Catherby is a lot. Other than that, we have this little chunk down here in Karamja that has like 2 tasks, less than 5 minutes. And then we have north of Al-Kharid. I really want the number 1 chunk because unlocking thieving and mining is great. And it gives me access, potential access, to Lumbridge, which has an altar. And it also gets me closer to Port Sarum, and since sailing is right around the corner, I really want this. Going down into Al-Kharid would also be interesting. It would give me another bank. My dream chunk would be chunk 1. Let's roll this chunk. Okay, this is nothing, but hey, let's go take a look. Look at all this nothing. There's some oak trees. That's huge. I can finally go past these dead trees. But except for rocks and trees, there's not much here. Let's roll the next chunk. Where are we going? Oh! Okay. Hello there. Let's go to, what do they call it? Karhevo. Welcome to North Al-Kharid. This chunk might look unassuming and empty, but for me it is the key to unlocking 2 entire skills and my best chance to get closer to unlocking sailing. But sailing is something to worry about in the future. For now, this chunk gives me access to a bronze pickaxe, which in combination with the mine underneath the Grand Tree means I now have access to the mining skill and need to train to level 70 mining to mine an adamantite ore. In addition to that, the men in this chunk unlock the thieving skill, and that means I need to train to 75 thieving and pickpocket and gnome to complete the diary task. There's also a gem trader in this chunk who sells sapphires and emeralds. That could be interesting if I have to train crafting in the future. For now, let's start by trading with my favorite honest merchant, Ali Morrisane, and then get started on the thieving grind. Ali Morrisane. So, he has a tinderbox, which would have made my life a lot easier on the fire making grind, but way more importantly, he sells a pickaxe. So this bronze pickaxe is the reason I will have to get 70 mining to mine adamantite ore. Let's put the pickaxe away, and I guess I'll start with some thieving. Get a few easy levels in. Let me pickpocket you. First pickpocket success. You, come here. Let me pickpocket. Ow! I mean, at least I will have money after this. Yay, 3 coins per pickpocket, I guess. Level 2 thieving. We got a career criminal on our hands now. Level 5 thieving. Can now steal from cake stalls, tea stalls, crafting stalls and monkey food stalls. My strategy for thieving is to pickpocket this one man all the way to 75 thieving. You heard that right, all of it will be done on this one man. I don't have access to any other thieving method until I unlock gnomes at 75 thieving. And there's level 6 thieving. One thing that's kinda interesting about this chunk is, except for the thieving, most of the grinding to complete this chunk will be done outside of this chunk. Level 10 thieving. Can now pickpocket farmers. Hey, I know there's a farmer like somewhere over there down the road. Would love to go pickpocket that guy instead, but I can't. Okay, but I think level 10 thieving is good enough to get a feeling for how this thieving grind is going to go. Now let's have a look how mining is going to be. The mine in the Grand Tree Tunnels offers a lot of ores. We have clay, iron, silver, coal, gold, mithril and adamantite. What you might notice is missing is copper and tin. That means 2 things. 1, I need to get to level 15 mining with clay, which is only 5 XP per rock compared to the 17 XP for copper and tin. And 2, this mine does not let me start smithing should I unlock a furnace in the future. I suppose this will have to do. Hey, 5 mining XP. The clay I will just mine and drop onto the ground. Once I move on to iron, I will have to bank that. Level 2 mining. Ooh, an uncut sapphire. Right, that's also going to happen while I'm mining, I guess. I don't have a crafting grind right now, but every single gem I get will make a future crafting grind so much easier. Level 6 mining. I can now mine with a steel pickaxe, if I had one. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 mining. I can now mine iron ore. So I can stop with this useless clay and do something productive. But for now I'm going to go back to thieving until I'm on low HP and then I'll come back here. Before that though, I remember that one of the chunk tasks is to obtain adamant arrows, but I already got those from Ankus back when I could train Slayer. Back then the task was to get broad arrows, so I never told the chunk picker that I already have adamant arrows. Anyway, I guess that's a chunk task invalidated. Let's go thieving. "11 thieving. 13 thieving. I can now steal from certain chests in Ardougne, Relica and the Wilderness. Damn, I'll be sure to do that if I ever get there. 15 thieving. Can now pickpocket and steal from other stuff. Man, every time I get a notification telling me what I could now be doing is going to be so sad. Because this is all I will be doing. 17 thieving. 18 thieving. Okay, and with that I am on 1 HP. Which means I will go back to mining. Okay, here we go. First bit of iron ore. That went surprisingly fast. Yeah, this is more what I expected. Anyway, I will be mining this, get a full inventory, bring it up to the bank, go back down, and do that until I'm back at full HP, and then we go back to thieving. And that's going to be my routine for the next few weeks. I don't know how long this will take. 16 mining. This is going a lot faster on iron. 17 mining, still on the first inventory. 20 mining. We can now mine silver and size 2 stars. Ever since I could switch to iron, this is going pretty fast. It's probably going to slow down again in the future, but for now I'm really enjoying the speed of mining. 21 mining. Mithril pickaxes, huh? Wish I had one. 25 mining. I can now mine lead. That will be useful once I unlock firearms, surely. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 mining. I could now mine coal, but I think mining coal would be a mistake considering a future smithing grind. I think iron is more efficient. I hope I'm right about this, otherwise I'm going to regret this for a long time. 31 mining. Man, I sure would love an adamant pickaxe. My HP is also almost back to max, so I guess my time in the mines is nearing its end for now. Alright, this inventory is full, and I'm back at max HP. You know what that means? We're going back to the desert. Here we are, Mr. John Man. Give me your money. Ow. 19 thieving. 20 thieving. Can now steal from silk stalls, except not that one. For some reason, this is a silk stall you cannot steal from. I think that's very unfair. To the thieves, of course. 22 thieving. I could now steal wine, if there were any. 23 thieving. And I'm down to 1 HP again. Alright, back to the mines. $32, $33, $34, $35, $36, $37 mining. Okay, I am once again back at full HP, back to thieving. I hope this trip will last a little bit longer. Maybe I bring some food, because mining is pulling ahead of thieving quite a bit, and I need more thieving levels than mining. Great start, but this time I brought some food that should more than double the length of my trip here. Let's see how this goes. 24 thieving. $25 thieving. It really is a good thing I brought this food, because I've been extremely unlucky with my pickpocketing success. You can directly measure the success of a trip based on the gold I have in my inventory. Every 3 coins represents 8 XP in thieving. And last time, at the last 2 trips, I had about 900 something gold when I was on 1 HP. I don't think I'm gonna get there this time, so it's a good thing I brought the food. 27 thieving. 29 thieving. Okay, and I'm back on 1 HP and I'm out of food. Back to the mine. $39 mining. Oh wow, the mining tutor in Lumbridge has new information. Maybe I'll get there at some point. This is a big one. 40 mining. We can now mine gold ore and size 4 stars. With gold, we can now complete a chunk task. There is a diary task to mine gold ore down here, so let's go do that real quick and then I'll go back to mining. Yeah, this is where the bronze pick really shows its weakness. It's not too bad on iron though, so... I'm still pleasantly surprised with how fast the mining training is going. And there is the gold ore. That's a diary task complete and a chunk task complete. Very nice. 41 mining. I sure would love a rune pickaxe. Maybe never. Alright, inventory is full, HP is full. We're going back to thieving. Going to take even more food this time. Mining is still pulling ahead, leaps and bounds. It's just so much faster to train mining. $30 thieving. We can now pickpocket from villagers. And 30 thieving is the requirement to start the feud quest. So let's do that. 2. Are you really the greatest salesman? Alright, start the feud quest. And he sold me a bucket. Okay. Anyway, that's a chunk task complete. That's all we can do. Actually, no. I forgot. The first step of the quest is to buy a fake beard and a headpiece. And then we use them on each other and we create the desert disguise. And now that's a chunk task complete. $33 thieving. 35 thieving. I see all these unlocks, everything I could be doing. But I'm stuck here, stealing this man's property. 36 thieving, and he teleported again. He keeps doing that, it's very annoying. Okay, and with that punch to the face, this trip comes to an end. A lot better than the last one. I think thieving caught up at least a little bit with mining, although mining is still going to pull ahead. It's just so much faster to train it. 42 mining. 43 mining. I found a shooting star thanks to the star miner community. In the long run, if I think about a future smithing grind, it's probably against my best interests to mine this instead of doing iron ore. So I'll have to think about if I want to do these, but for now I'm just going to enjoy the AFK experience. This is nice. 44 mining on the shooting star. I think overall this is slower because I have a lower chance to mine on each attempt. Okay, the star has crumbled, I'm at full HP. You know what that means? We're going back to Alcarid. Ooh, missed it due to spam clicking, but 37 thieving and the captain wants to talk to me. 38 thieving. If I ever get to Draenor, I can now pickpocket a whole bunch of seeds from the Master Farmer, so that's going to be nice. In like 2027. 40 thieving. And I'm closing in on 4,700 successful pickpockets. Only around about 145,000 to go. Unlucky. Few hits directly in a row. Nothing I can do about that. Oh well, back to the mines. $45 mining. Can now mine granite. You think those walls are made of granite? Can I tunnel to that little cave over there? 46 mining. Alright, inventory full, HP full. Only gained 2 mining levels this time. I guess it makes sense that it would slow down over time. And it is better to get more thieving in anyway. Thieving is going to take a lot longer than mining. 41, 42, 43, 44 thieving. I can now steal copper wire. It's nice that RuneScape assigns skill levels to essential life skills. Frying an onion is 42 cooking, changing a light bulb is 52 fire making, and stealing copper wire is 44 thieving. Alright, done with this trip. It's nice to see how my gold stack increases every time. $47 mining. 48 mining. Alright, another inventory full and another full HP bar. I think on the next cycle I'm gonna get to 50 mining and that's gonna be a big one. But for now we're going back to the desert to steal that man's life savings. $45 thieving. I've stolen from this man a little more than 7,600 times by now. And to get to our goal of 75 thieving, I will need to commit at least 20 times as much thievery. I'm just surprised this man has that much money to begin with. I mean, look at this place. I guess it's kinda nice. He has a stove, he has some boxes, he has a table, but he's sleeping on the floor with a straw mat. I don't know, maybe he just likes the lifestyle. Clearly he has some money to buy something better. Oh wow. I guess it was bound to happen at some point with my mindless clicking. But I certainly did not expect it. Damn, okay, let me go back. I guess that is one way of resetting my HP. but not one I desire to use. Well, better get back to it and maybe pay more attention this time. I think I just realized a really bad consequence. I lost my beaver. I had it with me all the time. I didn't expect to die. It should have been dropped at my death location, right? Or not? I don't know. I've never had a pet, so I never lost one. I just got the beaver! Hi, beaver. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Don't mind me, just getting 57 fire making with my beaver. Alright, here is the big one. 75 fire making. This is a big one. 40 mining. We can now mine gold ore and size 4 stars. Don't mind me, just getting 46 thieving without my beaver. 17 minutes before sailing releases, 47 thieving. Okay, and with that hit to the face, that marks the end of this very unfortunate thieving trip. Lost my beaver. I'll get it back eventually if I ever make it to Easterdoin. I don't know which of these two chunks, but I'll get it back eventually. It might be a couple of years. Sailing has released and I'm still down here in the mines getting 49 mining. Here is a big one, level 50 mining. Level 50 mining does not unlock a new ore, but it does unlock something far more interesting. With level 50 mining, I can clear the rocks blocking the way into the ice dungeon in White Wolf Mountain. Most people probably only ever come here to get the ice gloves during the hero's quest, and getting those is a chunk task as well, but for me, access to the ice warriors and ice giants is far more interesting. From those monsters I need to get iron plate legs, my first proper leg armor piece, a black kite shield and a mithril mace. On top of the task items, the ice giants also have a 1 in 42 chance to drop 24 mind runes. My access to magic is still very limited, so this drop helps a lot. Also, just as an aside, on a meta level I'm extremely happy with how the glider unlocks have worked out so far. I love how the North Alkari chunk unlocked mining in the Grand 3 chunk, which then unlocked access to the ice dungeon, which then gave me a few new best in slot equipment pieces. I love cascading unlocks like this. It's great. I think we should start our adventure into the ice dungeon by getting the ice gloves from the Ice Queen. I'm even going to use my very limited rune supply to take advantage of the Ice Queen's new fire weakness. Okay, I am equipped. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Let me mine those rocks. Well, let's go down into the dungeon. Okay, we have more ice warriors here, but those have a different shade. And then over there, the Ice Queen. I think there's a safe spot somewhere here. Right, so there are no actual safe spots here, but there is a method you can do to avoid most damage. Let's see if I can pull that off. Okay, there it goes. Let me attack the Ice Queen and... let's see, I can go here, swap this, and... boom, boom, and she's stuck. Well, she's not stuck anymore. She ran away. Okay, this is annoying with the ice warriors. Come on. Get over here. Hey, level 16 magic. Okay, let's go over here. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Come in here, and now I step right here. Come on. Give me some damage. Attack her, walk back into the safe spot. Attack her once more. Is this cowardly? Maybe a little bit. At this point it's more kiting than safe spotting, but this works, and it's my first opportunity ever to actually properly use magic for an elemental weakness. And there we go, that's Ice Gloves, and that is a chunk task complete. Perfect. Now I can move on to killing ice giants to get the other new best in slot equipment. Let's go. And there's the mind rune drop I was talking about earlier. Wonderful. That's nice. Let me stock up on those. Okay, that didn't take all that long. A black kite shield. Hell yeah. Very nice upgrade. Don't need to use the mirror shield anymore. Except against magic, I guess. I decided I would like some better food, so I'm making pineapple pizzas, and here's 66 cooking. Hello, iron plate legs. Very nice. Another defensive upgrade. Hey, I almost look like I am not starved for gear now. Oh wow, a longbone. Are these ice giants trying to make up for what the hill giants didn't give me? Oh, a snapdragon seed. I think that's rare. Oh yeah, that's a 1 in 999. I think the ice giants are really trying to compensate for the hill giants' lack of longbone, because that's the second one. And we're not even 100 kills in. Oh wow, another longbone. The drop rate for these isn't different on ice giants, it's still 1 in 400. I just seem to be getting those a lot more here. There it is. The mithril mace, the last drop I need from these guys. And my best in slot prayer weapon. And if I have to fight something that's weak against crush at some point, it might be a better choice than the scimitar. Now there's only one item I need to get, and that is the bronze med helm. But those are not dropped by the ice giants or the ice warriors. Instead, it is dropped by the man. That means I can get some revenge for losing my beaver. Let's go. Hello there, you. Remember me? I think the helmet is a 1 in 64, so I'll be here for a while killing this man over and over again, and I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. Oh, never mind. That was only 3 kills in. Well, chunk task complete. Damn, that was fast. Now that I have all the item tasks done, I should focus back on thieving. I'm close to catching up on mining, so let's get to 50 thieving for now. 48 thieving. On my way to parity with mining. 49 thieving. Just one more level for parity. There it is, 50 thieving. With that, I now have level parity between thieving and mining. And with parity between mining and thieving achieved, this is where I will take a break for now. I think mining is in a pretty good spot. I will continue to mine iron and bank it for later. Thieving on the other hand is shaping up to be a bit of a problem. There is one Hail Mary thing I could do to either speed up the grind tremendously or to add even more grinding. I was reminded that I didn't do my bonus roll for getting the beaver, so there is potential to unlock something to make it faster, or I could get into another grind chunk. But that's something to look into next time. Until then, have a good one.